With the first overall pick in the 2018 NBA draft, the Phoenix Suns drafted DeAndre Ayton. Little did they know that 2 picks later, the Dallas Mavericks would end up with Luka Doncic with a trade for the Atlanta Hawks as the Hawks acquired Trae Young. And obviously, Ayton's been okay in everything in his career, but he's nothing compared to Luka Doncic. So we're going to be sitting back in time here, and we're going to see what would happen if the Suns drafted Luka Doncic. As you see, we're here in NBA 2K24. This is the 2018-19 season. We have Luka Doncic here on the Phoenix Suns. 83 overall. It should be an 84, but the chemistry's down because I put him on this team. But either way, Luka Doncic is here on the Phoenix Suns. I can't wait to see how this goes down. Him and Devin Booker are going to be creating such an exciting duo, and I can't wait to see how this goes down. Now, to make this more interesting here and realistic, because Luka is on the Suns, Marvin Bagley, who got drafted second, he's going to be ending up on the Dallas Mavericks roster. There he is there, right there, Marvin Bagley. And the Kings, because Luka got drafted first, the Kings are going to end up with DeAndre Ayton on their squad. So keep it real, keep it realistic. And yeah, I'm just excited to see how this goes down. I'm almost at 1,000 subs here. I really appreciate the support. If you want to subscribe to me, feel free. Without any further ado, let's get into the video and let's get started. Let me show you the rotation first before we kick into things. And here's the roster that we're going to be rocking with this year. We got Luka Doncic at the 1, Devin Booker at the 2, TJ Warren at the 3, Dragon Bender at the 4, and Rashawn Holmes at the 5. We got Jamal Crawford still, the Anthony Melton, Mikal Bridges, and Eli Okobo. I can't wait to see how this goes down. Probably not going to be the best season here for the Phoenix Suns, but they're going to be getting a good draft pick. Who knows? They might even end up with Zion on the squad. Either way, I'll catch up with you guys at the end of the season, and we'll catch up with you after Luka's rookie year here in Phoenix. At the end of the 2018-19 season, Steph Curry is your MVP. Somehow we got Jaren Jackson Jr. winning Rookie of the Year over Luka. I'm sure Luka had better numbers, but that's okay. We got Christian Wood, 6th Man of the Year with the Bucks. Jared Allen, Defensive Player of the Year, and Trae Young as your Most Improved Player in year number 1. What is going on here? Averaging 35 a game. 2K is selling right now. We got Steph Curry, Trae Young, Giannis, Harden, and Durant here on the All-NBA first team. Ben Simmons on the second team. Ben Simmons always goes crazy in these simulations. No Luka here on an All-NBA team, but that's to be expected. Let's check out the player stats here for the Phoenix Suns after year number 1. We got Luka Doncic averaging the second most points on this team, because Devin Booker had the most points this season for us, averaging 24 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Luka averaged 21, 9, and 6 in his first year. That's pretty good. It's going to be going up after this. Dragon Bender with 12. Jamal Crawford, 12. TJ Warren, 11. Mikal Bridges had 10 points a game this year. We were 34 and 18. Obviously, we were not very good. I think that's the 11th seed because we were not even in the playing game. So obviously, that's kind of the result that you expected, though. This Suns team was not very good, but we're going to be getting a good draft pick next year. Obviously, anything is possible. In the NBA Finals, it's actually the Warriors and the Raptors, just like it was in real life in 2019. And the Warriors win this time around, though. Curry averaging 42 points a game in the finals. That's crazy. So at the end of year number 1, Warriors win. Zion goes first to the Hawks. The Cavs draft John Morant. Clark to the Knicks. Tyler Hero goes to the Mavericks. There, Hunter to the Hornets. Rockets get Garland. And who do we draft? We drafted RJ Barrett. I think that's pretty a solid pick, honestly. Here's the lineup that we have for year number 2. We got Luka Doncic, of course, at the 1. Devin Booker at the 2. Mikal Bridges at the 3. Mike Scott at the 4. Eubanks at the 5. Rondo's off the bench with RJ Barrett, who we drafted, and Rashawn Holmes. This team is not very good. I expect this to be pretty bad once again. But hey, you never know what's going to happen here. I'll see you guys at the end of the season. At the end of the 2019-20 season, James Harden is your MVP for the Houston Rockets. We got Zion, Rookie of the Year. For the Atlanta Hawks, they got Zion and Trae on that team. That's good duo right there. Jakob Poeltl, 6th Man of the Year. Ben Simmons, Defensive Player of the Year. And Luka Doncic is your Most Improved Player. Those are crazy numbers. Let's check out the rest of his stats. And the rest of the Phoenix Suns here momentarily here. And Bradley Beal is your Clutch Player of the Year. Luka actually makes the All-NBA first team here in year number 2. So that is very, very good for us. And Luka Doncic himself. Let's check out the player stats here. At the end of the season, Luka Doncic led the way in scoring for us, averaging 27 points, 11 rebounds, and 7 assists a game. Devin Booker was next, averaging 26 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists. So a big 1-2 punch between the two of them right there. Mikal Bridges with 13 this season. RJ Barrett had 12. Mike Scott had 11. And Rondo actually had 8 points a game off the bench for us. Eubanks with 7 and 9 as our starting center. And the season here, we were 38 and 44. Again, not the best, but the thing is, so I wasn't really expecting us to be that good. But we were the 10th seed here, so we're going to be in the playing game, taking on the Pelicans. Let's see who the Pelicans got in the simulation. Obviously, they don't have Zion because Zion's on the Hawks. They got Drew Holiday, Danny Green, Tim Hardaway Jr., Julius Randle is still on the Pelicans, and AD. Obviously, the AD trade did not occur to the Lakers. So let's see how this goes here in the playing game. Let's see what happens here. We end up beating the Pelicans there in game 1. Let's see what happens here against the Jazz. And we end up losing to the Jazz. Or no, we end up beating the Jazz. Actually, that's really good for us. So now we're taking on the Golden State Warriors here in round number 1. Do expect us to beat this God squad, though. Curry, Klay Thompson, Durant, Draymond Green, DeMarcus Cousins, Kevon Looney, Jay Crowder. No, so we're just going to simulate right through the round here. However, that's still pretty good for us that we still made it even this far because, why not? Obviously, a clean sweep by the Warriors for us as we get eliminated in the first round there. That's the result I was expecting here. But hopefully next year here, we're on the other side that the Warriors and the Raptors once again in the 2019-20 NBA Finals here. The Raptors do win there, the 2020 champions. Steph Curry's still the Finals MVP, though, for 44 points a game. That's crazy. Anyways, that's the conclusion of the 2019-20 season. Let's simulate the next season here, and let's see how this goes. In the 2020 draft, the Grizzlies get Anthony Edwards. The Knicks end up with LaMelo Ball. Knicks also get Okongwu here. James Wiseman to the Spurs. Tyrese Halliburton also to the Knicks. They had so many draft picks there. That's crazy. Rockets get Vassell. Cole Anthony to the Spurs. You get the rest of it. 3 crazy Knicks picks there. That's pretty good. Suns roster here for the 2020-21 season. Of course, we still got Luka Doncic on the squad. Devin Booker as well. Our 2 big best players here. Let's see how this goes down. We got Mikal Bridges here with Frank Kaminsky now, Joakim Noah, RJ Barrett, Landry Shamet, Mike Scott, and Ricky Rubio and Rashawn Holmes. I have no idea how this is going to go down. Hopefully we're a little bit better than last year, but who really knows what's going to happen here? I'll see you guys at the end of the season. At the end of the 2020-21 season here, Ben Simmons is your MVP, pretty much averaging a triple-double this year. 0.3 rebounds off of a triple-double. We got LaMelo Ball, Rookie of the Year for the New York Knicks. Christian Wood, 6th Man of the Year with the Magic. Giannis is on the Mavericks now, Defensive Player of the Year. Would have been crazy to see Luka and Giannis on the same team. Fortunately not, and Jaylen Brown is your most improved player this year, with Trae Young as your clutch player of the year. Luka Doncic is once again on the All-NBA first team. Brandon Ingram's actually on the All-NBA first team with the Lakers. Pretty interesting to see how that would have went down if AD didn't get traded there. If you want me to do that as a video in the future, feel free to let me know down in the comment section below. But other than that, though, it's pretty interesting to see how well the stats did for Luka Doncic in year number 3 here in the simulation. 26 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists game this year. Booker had 25 points as well. RJ Barrett with 15, Bridges with 14, Mike Scott had 8, Joakim Noah had 8 points. Those had 12 rebounds a game this year. And at the end of the season here, we were the 3rd seed out in the Western Conference, going 50-32 on the year, which is very good for us. 27-15 at home, 23-17 on the road. Obviously our best finish so far. We did really, really good this year, and we're going to be taking on the Houston Rockets here in the first round. Let's see who they got on their roster. They got Chris Paul, still James Harden, Cam Reddish, Kyle Anderson, and Clint Capella. Darius Garland coming off the bench along with Isaiah Hartenstein and Marcus Morris. And Obi Toppin. This should be an interesting series here. Game 1, the Suns end up winning here. Booker with 31, Luka with 27 as we take Game 1 against the Rockets. Game number 2, we end up losing to the Rockets here. Luka with 23, 14, and 5 in this one. But James Harden, 2 rebounds off of a triple-double. He also had 5 blocks as the Rockets take Game 2. In game number 3 here, the Rockets also take Game 3. Harden with 30, Chris Paul with 21, Capella with 17 and 16. Fortunately, though, the lack of playoff experience is definitely going to be playing a factor here. Although we did play that last season against the Warriors, we got swept. So, yeah, 3-1 Rockets lead here. 21-11-6 for Chris Paul. Booker with 22 in this one. Fortunately, though, we're down 3-1 to the Rockets, and hopefully they might be throwing a 3-1 lead here, but I doubt it. As well, you never know, actually, because we win that one 3-2 here. 110-105, Luka with 25 in this one. Let's see what happens here in game number 6. And we end up losing here, like I thought. The Phoenix Suns have been eliminated here by the Houston Rockets here in the first round of the playoffs. Again, another unsuccessful year here for the Phoenix Suns. We got the Sixers and the Pelicans in the finals. The Sixers end up winning with Ben Simmons as your finals MVP. That's crazy. 3 years already down. That's the conclusion of the 2020-21 season here. Let's go into next season. In the 2021 draft, Cade goes to the Nuggets. The Grizzlies get Evan Mobley. Scotty Barnes to the Pacers. Giddey to the Bulls. Thunder get Jalen Green. Duarte to the Hornets. Franz Wagner goes to the Jazz. And the Thunder get Sengun here. The Thunder also get Jonathan Kuminga. And I don't know what pick the Suns had in this, but obviously we got Miles McBride here with the 25th pick. Here's the roster we have for the 21-22 season here. This is Luka's 4th season here with the Phoenix Suns, and obviously there's some big changes here. Mikal Bridges is no longer on the squad. We actually have Lauri Markkanen on the team too, so that's crazy. So we got Luka Doncic, of course, at the 1, Booker at the 2, RJ Barrett is our 3, Lauri at the 4, and Frank Kaminsky is going to be our starting center. We definitely do need to improve that. However, it's all right for now. Pat Connaughton coming off the bench along with Thad Young, Landry Shamet, and Ricky Rubio. Let's see how things go for the Phoenix Suns roster here. Hopefully we do pretty good this year. I got my fingers crossed for that. I'll see you guys at the end of the season. At the end of the 21-22 season here, Ben Simmons wins yet another MVP, going crazy in the simulation. Cade Cunningham, Rookie of the Year. With the Denver Nuggets, Jahlil Okafor is actually the 6th Man of the Year. We got Bam Adebayo, Defensive Player of the Year. Tyrese Halliburton, Most Improved Player, averaging 8 points a game somehow. But we got Luka Doncic once again on the All-NBA first team. Just truly expect that at this point. Russell Westbrook's actually still on the Clippers in this, except like this is after he left the OKC Thunder here. So he's going absolutely crazy right now. And at the end of the season here, we were the 2nd seed, but first let me show you the player stats here at the end of the season. Let's see how things turn out for the Phoenix Suns. Lauri Markkanen actually led the winning scoring for us, averaging 26 points a game this year with 8 rebounds. Luka Doncic was next, averaging 26 and 9, and he had 7 assists a game as well. Devin Booker with 24, 4, and 6 this season. RJ Barrett had 16, Landry Shamet had 8. Kaminsky had 6, and you get the rest of it there. Very good season. 3 players pretty much averaging 24 or higher. That's really crazy. And at the end of the season here, like I said before, we were the 2nd seed out in the Western Conference, going 53 and 29 in the year, 9 games back behind the Los Angeles Lakers for the 1st seed. Let's see how this goes down here in the NBA playoffs. Can we get the job done? After this season, there's only 2 more years left, so let's see if we can get a ring here. We got Lauri on the team now, so anything's possible. Game number 1 here, taking on the Pelicans. Once again, we end up winning 33 and 9 for Luka Doncic. Okafor at 19 for the Pelicans, but we win game 1. In game number 2 here, we end up losing to the Pelicans. RJ Barrett with 30, Lauri with 29, Booker with 28, and Luka with 25. Unfortunately, we still lost, even after all those huge performances right there. Game number 3 there, we also lose to the Pelicans. Okafor with 24 for them, Luka with 30. But again, we lost by 1 point. That sucks. We were down 1-2 to the Pelicans here. Let's see what happens here. We end up winning here in game number 4. AD with 25 and 15 for them, but Luka drops 28 and 6. We end up winning game 4. In game number 5, we do end up losing here, not looking good. Booker 27, Lauri 24, Luka with a triple-double, but we were on the brink of elimination here. Can we get the job done? We end up winning here in game number 6, 116 to 104. Lauri Markkanen with 28 points in this one, both 10 assists for Devin Booker and Luka Doncic. Can we win here, though, in game number 7? Move on. Yes, we can. We're taking on the Houston Rockets here in the 2nd round of the playoffs. That's exactly what you want to see. I don't know why over there with the roster. But Garland, Harden, Cam Reddish, Obi Toppin, Clint Capella, Chris Paul, Zay Hartenstein, Gary Harris, pretty much the exact same team as last year. Let's see if we can get this done against them. Game number 1, we get the job done. RJ Barrett with 27. Big performances from our big players right there. 120-107 victory over the Rockets. Game number 2 here, we also win 2-0 here. 2-0 here in the series. Lauri Markkanen with 41 points in this one. Huge performance this game. We win 158 to 117. That's crazy. Game number 3 here. We also win 3-0 lead here. Obi Toppin with a big performance for the Rockets, but Lauri Markkanen with 35. Luka with 33 as we win game 3. Game number 4 here. We end up losing here, but that's okay. We're allowed to lose 1 game here. Garland with 28 for them. Luka with 27. And in game number 5 here, we end up winning here. We're going to the Western Conference Finals. We'll be taking on the Dallas Mavericks. Let's see if Bagley is still on the team. He's not, because they got John Wall, Karis LeVert, Bojan Bogdanovic, Giannis, Chris Boucher, Jamal Murray, Tyler Hero, JJ Barea. This is a completely different Mavericks roster than you would expect to see at all. But let's see how this goes down here. In game number 1, the Suns win. Luka with 36, 10, and 6. Giannis with 19, 10, 6 for the Mavs. Game number 2 here, we also win yet again. Lauri with 39, 10. Absolutely cooking right here. Giannis with 30 points for the Dallas Mavericks. Game number 3 here, we also win. Giannis with 33 for them. Luka Doncic with 32. As we take game 3, let's see if we can win game 4 and move on to the NBA Finals. And yes, we can. We're moving on to the NBA Finals here. We'll be taking on the Orlando Magic. Luka Doncic is your Western Conference Finals MVP. Let's see who the Magic got. They got Mike Conley. Mikal Bridges is on the Magic now. That's pretty interesting. TJ Warren, former Sun, Aaron Gordon, Christian Wood, and Mo Bamba. I think we should beat this squad, but I mean, you never know here in 2K. In game number 1, we did take the win. Lauri with 33, Booker 30, RJ Barrett 30, and Luka with a 22-point triple-double, absolutely annihilating the Magic there in game number 1. We also win game 2 here. Booker with 35, Lauri with 32, 140-124 win over the Magic. Game number 3 here, we also win. Gordon with 22 for them, but Luka again 30. These huge performances are going crazy here. And in game number 4, can we get the job done? No, we do not. We end up losing here in this one, but that's okay. You're allowed to lose 1 game, like I said before, but let's see if we can get the job done here in game number 5. No, actually, things are not looking good right now. Lauri with 29, Luka with 26. Can we win here in game number 6 against the Magic? Yes, we do. The Phoenix Suns have won the NBA championship. Luka Doncic is your finals MVP. There we have it here. This is the conclusion of the 21-22 season here. We still got 2 more seasons here left. Let's see how many wins and rings that the Suns can rack up. I'll see you guys shortly. In the 22 NBA draft, we got Paolo going to the Thunder. The Hornets get Mathurin. Jabari Smith Jr. to the Clippers. The Grizzlies get Jaden Ivey. The Hornets draft Chet Holmgren here, and the Jazz get Jalen Duren. And here's our roster for the 22-23 season. We got Luka Doncic at the 1, Devin Booker at the 2, RJ Barrett at the 3, Lauri Markkanen at the 4. Mason Plumlee is going to be our starting center this season. We still got Pat Connaughton. We got Thomas Bryant now on the team with Duncan Robinson and Ricky Rubio. Let's see how well this Phoenix Suns roster does. Hopefully we can go back to back. I'll see you guys at the end of the season. End of the 22-23 season here, Ben Simmons wins yet another MVP. He's going crazy here. Benedict Mathurin is your Rookie of the Year. We got Jahlil Okafor once again, 6th Man of the Year. Bam Adebayo is your Defensive Player of the Year. And Brandon Carey Jr. is actually your Most Improved Player. Luka Doncic on the All-NBA first team once again, but nothing is new here. Trying to see if there's any other stars still on other teams. Durant actually stayed on the Warriors here in this simulation. That is pretty interesting there. And LeBron is on the Nets. He's been on Nets here for a couple seasons. That's also pretty interesting here. We were the first seed here, but let's check out the player stats first before we get into that. And at the end of the season here, Lauri Markkanen actually led the winning scorer for us once again. Well, he was tied with Luka here, 27.8 points a game for both Lauri and Luka. Lauri had 27.8, 8 rebounds a game this season. Luka Doncic with 28 points, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists. Devin Booker had 22 points a game this year. RJ Barrett improved to 19 here. The rest of the team didn't really score many points, but when you're averaging these three players here are averaging crazy points, so you don't really need to score that much. At the end of the season here, we were the first seed out in the Western Conference, going 59-23 on the season here, 31-10 at home, 28-13 on the road. A great start to the season here, but obviously the job is not done. We're the defending champions. Let's see if we can go back next season here and be once again defending champions. We're going to be taking on the Dallas Mavericks here in the first round. They got Jamal Murray, Tyler Hero, Bojan Bogdanovic, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Montrezl Harrell as their starting line. JJ Barea is actually still in the league, so shout out JJ Barea. In game number 1 here, we do take the dub against the Dallas Mavericks, 35-5-7 for Luka Doncic, 25-13 for Lauri Markkanen. In game number 2 here, we have also beat the Mavericks, 37-13-6 for Luka, and 35 for Lauri Markkanen there. That dude is actually going crazy in like the simulation. I was not expecting that. But Giannis drops 44 in game number 3 here for the Mavericks, but still not enough. RJ Barrett leads the winning scoring for us, 31. Booker with 29, Luka with 26, and Lauri with 26 here. Let's see what happens here. In game number 4 here, we've also taken the dub here, a clean sweep of the Dallas Mavericks here in the first round. We're taking on the Los Angeles Lakers here in round number 2. They got Lonzo Ball here, Alex Caruso, Brandon Ingram, Danilo Gallinari, Nikola Vucevic, and Josh Hart. This is pretty much the exact team that would be like somewhat if LeBron didn't trade them. Obviously, LeBron's not on the team, but you get what I'm saying here with Lonzo, Caruso, and Ingram and Josh Hart still being on the squad. Let's see how this goes down here. In game number 1 here, Booker drops 29, Barrett 28, Duncan Robinson at 20 off the bench, 18 for Lauri, and 17 for Luka here en route to a victory over the Lakers. In game number 2 here, we have also won Lauri with 36 points here. We only won by 1 point as Ingram drops 36 for the Lakers, but we get the job done. In game 3 here, we've also won Lonzo with 30 points for the Lakers here, but Booker drops 32, Lauri 31, and these guys are going absolutely crazy here. See what happens here. In game number 4, we also take the dub against them. 2 sweeps here to start out the series here. We're taking on the Rockets here in the Western Conference Finals. We playing the Rockets here, but let's see what they got different here. Pretty much the exact same team. They got Vassell starting here. They got Bobby Portis on their squad too, but I think we still should be able to get the job done. Game number 1 here, the Suns win 32 for Lauri, 23 for Luka, 22 for Booker, and 21 for RJ Barrett here. Game number 2 here, we also win 44 for Lauri, 31 for Booker, 29 for Luka, and 27 for RJ Barrett here. In game number 3 here, we end up losing here. It's actually the first game that we've lost this entire postseason run here. 141-120, the Rockets win. But that's okay. Lauri does 42. That's crazy. Game 4 that we actually lose again. Harden with 33 points for him. Things are not looking good here in the simulation. Right off the bat, it's a tied series here. We end up losing here. It's now a 3-2 series here. Off to a 2-0 lead over the Rockets here, but we're currently down 3-2 here. Can we get the job done? We do it in game 6 here, 127-107 here on the brink of elimination here. Whoever wins this next game is going to be playing in the NBA Finals. And we end up losing here. The Phoenix Suns have been eliminated. That's not what I was expecting at all. We were 2 clean sweeps to start the postseason, and we end up losing in the Western Conference Finals. The Rockets are taking on the Sixers here in the NBA Finals, and the Houston Rockets have won the championship, even with Ben Simmons winning the Finals MVP either way. So we got one more season here left. Let's see how this goes down in the next year. Victor's going to be going to the Wizards here in the simulation. And here we are at the start of the 23-24 season here. This is the current season here with Luka Doncic on the Suns. We still got Luka, of course, Devin Booker, RJ Barrett, Lauri Markkanen, Mason Plumlee on the squad too. We got Taurean Prince, Cam Johnson, and Dennis Smith Jr. Let's see how this goes here with the Phoenix Suns this season. Hopefully we can win one more ring, but either way, we still won once, which is more than Luka's won in real life. I'll see you guys at the end of the season. At the end of the 23-24 season, Ben Simmons wins yet another MVP. That's his 4th MVP in a row here. That's crazy. This is saying this season he would have won MVP. Victor Wembanyama is your Rookie of the Year this year with the Wizards. That's pretty interesting. Killian Killian Hayes is your sixth man of the year. This is such a crazy simulation. You got Killian Hayes, sixth man, Ben Simmons, MVP, Bam Adebayo, defensive player of the year. Killian Hayes is also your most per player of this. Once again, Luka Doncic is on the All-NBA first team. Nothing shocking here. Let's check out the player stats here. For one last time here in today's video, Luka with 26 points a game this year, 10 rebounds, 8 assists. Lauri Markkanen had 23 and 7. Booker with 22, and RJ Barrett had 19 points a game this season. And at the end of the year, we were once again the first seed out in the Western Conference, going 58 and 24 on the season. We were 35 and 5 at home. That's crazy. Only 23 and 19 on the road, though. So let's see how this goes down here in the NBA playoffs. We're going to take down the Denver Nuggets in the first round. They got Monte Morris, Cade Cunningham, Michael Porter Jr., Keegan Murray, and Nikola Jokic. They got a good squad here, but I think we should be able to beat them. Game number 1 here. Well, I might be wrong here. We end up losing game 1, 37 for Luka, but Cade drops 32 for the Nuggets here. In game 2 here of the series, the Suns even the series back up. 46, 11, and 9 for Luka Doncic, 29 for Cade Cunningham, 134-116 victory. Game 3 here, we have also lost to the Nuggets. Jokic with 27 and Cade with 25. Goga even had 21 for the Nuggets. Okay, Goga. Game number 4 here, we have also lost. I might have spoke too soon here. 37-10-10 for Nikola Jokic, 35-2-13. We just don't have the power at center position to match up against Jokic here. Game number 5 here, we do end up winning here. 34-13, 6 for Luka Doncic, 23 for Lauri Markkanen. So anything's possible here. You never know if we can come back here in the series here. Game number 6 here, we have also won 123-116. We're now on to game number 7 here. Can we get the job done? And yes, we can. We actually were down 3-1 against the Nuggets, and we come back and we win the series. We're taking on the Memphis Grizzlies here in the second round. They got Ja Morant, Anthony Edwards, Dylan Brooks, Evan Mobley, Jahlil Okafor, Darren Collison. Wow. I mean, it's pretty crazy. I mean, they got Jaden Ivey coming off the bench too. I'm saying it's pretty crazy. Jahlil Okafor and Darren Collison are even going crazy in the simulation here. This is this season, remember. This is this current season here. This is the Grizzlies take game number 1. Lauri with 31. Luka with a big double, but the Grizzlies end up winning. In game number 2 here, we end up losing to the Grizzlies as well. Booker with 24. Ja Morant drops 36 points for the Memphis Grizzlies though. Game number 3 here, we have won this game here. 33 for Edwards, 32 for Luka Doncic. In game number 4 here, we also win 2-2 series here. Mobley with 19 for them, but Luka with 39, 16, 8. And in game number 5 here, we end up winning here 32, 15, 8 for Luka Doncic and 26 for Ja Morant. And in game number 6 here, we get the job done taking on San Antonio Spurs in the next round. The Spurs got Cole Anthony, DeJounte Murray, Gary Trent Jr., Blake Griffin, James Wiseman. James Wiseman actually developed in this simulation with averaging 17 points in the playoffs here, 18 game this season. Okay, Pirtle, Kevon Looney, they got last centers here. Let's see how this goes down here between the Suns and the Spurs. Game number 1, we do win 45-10-8 for Luka in game number 1. We only won by 1 point, but we got the job done. Game 2, we have also won. Booker with 33, Lauri 28, Barrett 23, Luka with 22. See what happens here. In game number 3 here, we end up losing to the Spurs. Murray with 44 points for him. Can't really do anything about that. Game number 4 here, we also win. DeJounte Murray with 27, Luka with 35, Booker 30. I mean, this duo here has been absolutely crazy since the start. And we're going to the NBA Finals here once again, where we're taking on the Miami Heat. Miami Heat got Tyus Jones, Dyson Daniels, Jimmy Butler, Nikola Mirotic, and Bam Adebayo. They also got DeAndre Hunter coming off the bench. Game number 1 here, the Suns do win 40-13-11 for Luka Doncic in game number 1. Game 2 here, we've also won 42-14-8 for Luka. He's carrying the team. He wants that second ring. Game number 3 here, we also win 28-9 for Lauri Markkanen, but 27-13-7 for Luka Doncic. And in game number 4 here, the Heat do win, so I was about to say a clean sweep, but we did not get that clean sweep. In game number 5 here, the Heat have won again. Not what you're looking for. Jimmy Butler with 24, 6, and 4. Game number 6 here, we end up winning here. The Suns have won the championship. Luka Doncic is your Finals MVP. 2 championships in 3 years for the Phoenix Suns to round out the simulation. So if you all enjoyed the video, please share, like, subscribe for future content. This is what apparently happened if Luka Doncic was drafted by the Phoenix Suns. 2 championships is still pretty good. I mean, obviously, I was hoping for at least 1 MVP, but Ben Simmons is turning to prime Michael Jordan. So you never know. Either way, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Remember to hit the subscribe button if you're new. Anyways, I'll see you all in the next video and hope you all have a great day.